Okay, we're back for the final segment, and this is going to be the most controversial, I think. And the question is, who do you think the most overrated band is, in your opinion? So I'm going to start with Jason.
Is the Black Keys. I find them so overrated. I find that they're pretty much doing what the White Stripes were doing. You know, I can understand why there was a lawsuit between the White Stripes and them, or between Jack White and them, because
Okay, that's fair. Randy?
Take a big drink.
I think Randy's planning a fight with Angus.
Down was supposed to be the key.
You must, I mean, you've been involved in radio for so long, and you know music so well. There's got to be a band.
I can't answer this. I live in Mile End. I'll get my house.
Oh, don't be such a wuss.
The
mustaches will be at the door.
Exactly.
I think I know your answer.
They'll have eggs in their saddlebags.
Or bicycle baskets.
Yeah.
You won't be able
So you want to pass?
I'll pass.
You're allowed to.
Really?
No.
You can't pass.
Passing. I live somewhere too.
I'm gonna
Hit us with the blues, man.
That's mine.
If
Hey,
you
that's
pass,
mine. You can't steal
Esteban
it.
does the Black Cat Alley this Sunday. And he gets to pick the music.
Oh, wait. Either that or you're never entitled to have an opinion on anything else ever again.
I like that choice.
On the air.
Esteban?
Speaking of all getting killed, my answer is actually the Killers. And I've seen them live multiple times. And usually I judge a band based on their album and their live performance.
Not rated,
And Brandon Flowers on stage just doesn't care.
I'm going to get hung.
Yeah.
Arcade Fire.
I agree.
Local.
Was that yours?
That was mine. Yeah.
I mean,
Really?
I hate to admit it, but, and again, it's subjective, but I've seen them a couple of times and I've listened to their records, and I don't get it. I don't get the accolades and the brouhaha.
Okay, can I just say then? So
Oh, now you want to go
yours
back.
was Arcade Fire. Then I would say mine was Nirvana.
Whoa.
A lot of people say that.
You know what?
And
I
the
kind
only
of agree with you.
the only reason why, and this is my own bias, as you well know, I love the Beatles, so my preference is always a melody, and Nirvana's sound is not based on melody. It's based on the sonic structure of the song, and that's fine. I get
Lyrically.
that, but I wouldn't put Kurt up against John Lennon. But
again,
anyways,
it spoke for a generation.
yeah.
So, that's the
So that
difference.
would be mine.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah,
But again, it's
Okay.
Dave Grohl.
who I respect a lot.
Okay, Heather?
I'm gonna go with Slipknot on this.
Wow. Did not expect
Again,
Yeah.
unless it's Halloween, who's rating them?
Well, no. What I'm saying.
Air supply to... What kind of guys are you hanging
You
out?
don't like Corey
Many.
Taylor?
No, yes, I love Corey Taylor, but it's the mask and it's the freaking me out.
Oh,
and
the
it's
masks
the
are cool.
in concert. I don't get it.
Did you
I
see
just
the new
don't.
masks? The new
Yes,
masks are
I
cool.
have.
Well, you're
I
also
have.
not a 13-year-old boy, so that's understandable that you don't get it.
Okay, I mean, I just don't. So there you go.
Because you're.
Picard.
But again, I have to go back to this. When the question was posed, I immediately thought of rated bands. Slipknot's not entering my equation as the rated band.
Nobody's asking you to judge
Killers
my
aren't.
answer.
None of these bands are.
It's
I went to
not
the
your turn.
hierarchy of bands, and I went to a band that I think, to me personally,
Okay.
like Terry said, is overrated because I'm not getting it. Never have, never will. Randy will step outside. It's the Beatles.
Oh.
Totally overrated.
You took my answer!
We have a fight.
She loves you. Yeah. I want to hold your hand. They were a boy band. They were the first boy band.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, there you go.
Oh, here we go.
Now, just because they were first, I get the fact that they were kind of first.
Sit back. I want to see this.
They
You're
were
naming
into-
the two songs from 1964.
This is my point. The first, I have to go 7 albums deep before I say, yeah, that's great. You know what I
7
mean?
albums deep in 3 years.
Well, but that's not my decision. They could have waited. But the
No,
fact
that
is
wasn't
they
their
didn't.
decision either. It was the
The
record
fact is
company's
they
decision.
didn't. Buddy Holly and Elvis I mean, if you want to say first, I'll go back to them because they were basing their initial career on the lives and the style of Buddy Holly and Elvis.
So let's compare the trajectory from "I Want to Hold Your Hand"
But
to
at least they're
"Tomorrow
rated.
Never Knows" 2 years later.
Hope
But
you got
they're
enough
rated.
tape in that machine, people.
And I would also throw in the fact that Henry Ford made the first car. Doesn't mean I want to drive one today. So,
What's wrong with the Ford?
the point
What's wrong with
is,
the Ford?
well, you can
I don't get
Terry's
that
face is
analogy
priceless.
whatsoever.
you can drive the Model
Barry,
T.
you look like someone just took
But
one of
it
your
was a
presents
boy
at
band
Christmas.
singing pop songs. There was nothing there. There was nothing to it. I'm obviously not a McCartney guy. I think everyone here in this room is aware of that. I'm far more a Lennon guy. I appreciate Lennon far more, and I appreciate the
You
end
do
of their
know that
career.
he was a member of the Beatles, eh?
I do, but I
And he
appreciate,
created most of his best material while with the
I
Beatles.
appreciate the end of their career more than the beginning of their career. Obviously, again, because listen, it was a boy band. It was screaming girls in a boy band, and again, it's generational.
I'm sorry, but that's
It's
absolutely ridiculous. That's totally ridiculous.
But at least the band's
Call them
rated.
a boy band.
At least the band is rated.
was
They
not part of
created
the
the
question.
That
template
is the
for
part.
all of contemporary music. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
We'll come back to this.
With a
Ron?
lynching?
Yeah.
Well, no, not a lynching,
Double
but
lynching, sorry.
for the love of God.
A sucker
Ron?
punch.
Yeah.
It's nothing else.
I'm gonna go with Jack White. I know he's a musician's musician, and I know a lot of people like him, and a lot of musicians respect him. But I'm sorry, I just think he's way overrated for what he's doing, and just not up to my par, I guess is what you could say. I just don't think I think it's too early in his career for him to be rated where he's rated now.
Where is he
Okay,
rated?
that's fair.
And I just wait another 10 years and you get a couple of classics under your belt. But for me, I just find him way overrated. It's kind of on the Arcade Fire mode. Maybe I don't get it.
White blood cells would be rated.
Bilal?
Nickelback.
Well,
How dare you?
Really?
I think that's the one thing.
Merry
we can all
Christmas. I
agree
got you
upon,
tickets
right?
for the show.
well, I mean, I'm
No.
surprised nobody
No.
said it yet.
Jason?
I'm surprised nobody said it yet.
It's a formula.
Defend
Nick knows he's a very rich man.
Yeah,
and
you're
he's
gonna
happy
defend
about that.
Nickelback is a formula, much like Mutt Lange. Mutt Lange uses the same formula to make
Nickelback-
Def Leppard, AC/DC
awesome.
popular. So Nickelback found a formula and it works.
Heather and I have
we're sticking
a
to it.
Nickelback story together because we went to Nickelback.
We did.
We went to a meet and greet. The
Yeah.
label invited us. We met them. I went. I didn't want to go there. I hated them. They were
Yeah.
the nicest guys in the world.
Nicest.
And then we
Oh,
sat
they
next to
are.
each other, watched the show, and they were freaking amazing
We were
live.
both shocked.
And I want to go see them in February.
They are great
but
live.
I do not like their music. But
They are
live,
great live, but they're
great.
overrated to me.
Yes,
They're-
they
they
are
shouldn't
overrated.
be where they are doing what they're doing.
But can you pick a band that
hit
isn't
after
picked
hit
upon
after
so
hit.
Yeah, I know. It's like I can't. I feel bad. Like
Okay, well, that's fair. That's your pick. Nickelback.
It's a good pick.
Sharon?
I agree with everybody so far.
My girlfriend's
because
gonna hate me. She loves
Nickelback is hugely popular, and if we're talking about a band that has to be rated according to Picard,
Just in order to be overrated, you first
Very
have to
heated
but
be
about
rated.
there's no gray area with them. You love them or you hate them.
Yeah.
And those that love them are millions upon millions upon millions.
Yes.
But it's a formula, and if you don't like the formula, whatever. I agree with Black Keys like crazy, because if we're talking about influences being apparent or non-apparent, the last three singles, I've been able to draw a direct line to another song
Yeah.
and gone, hey, listen, it's this song.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yep.
I just don't,
audibly
Yeah.
obvious.
But we are
which
going to run out
bothers me.
eventually, though.
So-
But I get that. I
There's only
totally
so
get
many
that there's a
notes.
lack of maybe assembly of chords and
So Black Keys or Nickelback?
Yes, and Arcade Fire. All these bands are hugely successful, and I support that. But I don't get it. I don't get Arcade Fire the most.
Rob?
I'm going with you too.
Good one.
Well, we took on a little monster over there, didn't we?
I'm with Captain Kevin.
I'm
on
with
that
you
one,
on
man.
that one.
I was waiting for Metallica.
I
but
love
U2's
you
good.
too. You know, War, Boy,
October.
Joshua
Thank
Tree,
you.
Rattle and Hum, Zeropa.
Whoa.
Well, Zeropa, I was willing to accept because hey, it's something different. They're trying something. You know, it wasn't hugely
What about
successful,
Pop?
but it was cool. And then after that, I lost interest. I didn't care anymore.
Are we done with this? Did we get everybody's...
I feel like yes.
Okay, but now I want to go back to the Beatles. Because
And that's a wrap.
I just want to make one point. The way they presented music, the way they recorded music, the way they interpreted Little Richard and everybody else, and the amount of records they sold, and the popularity that they achieved, that to me changed the direction of music. Period.
I can't go to
For
where
me.
I can't go to where records were sold because we all know that really crappy people have sold a ton of records.
See, this is where you and I part
Yeah.
company.
Okay. So Britney Spears has sold a lot of records.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
think she's talented?
Yes, I
I'm
do.
a fan.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I do.
buying that.
She's really nice.
She
I
is
met her.
formula.
She's a nice girl.
She's really
She's a nice girl.
Really nice girl.
good argument, Ronnie.
I got to meet her. She's a nice girl.
You can't bring that into the discussion about the Beatles because I'm talking about music history and how it was changed by those four guys. And the way the records were made and the way they were produced and how they
The
changed
recordings,
it.
for me,
Yes,
that
and
nails
influenced
it,
everything.
yeah.
And you don't have to like them and you don't have to like I Want to Hold Your Hand, but the influence that had on music at the time and place that they were
The time and place, exactly.
that they were at.
Exactly.
Is this the point where you're going to tell everybody you were joking? You're going to open up your shirt and show everybody your yellow submarine, chess piece?
Yeah, because we all live in a yellow submarine.
Yellow
submarine.
What? I'll tell you,
Yellow
Rolling
submarine.
of the eyes.
I'll tell you something, and we can close with this. This is part of why I think CHOM is successful.
Yes.
Because there are as many diverse opinions on this couch that you can find anywhere.
And passionate ones.
And passionate defenses of those positions, including Picard, who's in charge of the music, and who brings a lot of that new music to the fore.
And we play the Beatles.
Pigard at CHOM.com.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. All the best.